Welcome to Space and Grace, the podcast for soul-led entrepreneurs done hustling for their worth. Let's build a life and business that actually feels like freedom. As I'm recording this, the school holidays are just about to end, and in my house, the kids are pretty bummed out about going back to school. And what I'm noticing is because they're already dreading what's coming next, they're not fully enjoying these last few days of freedom. And honestly, I do this too. Whenever I'm on holiday, I find myself anticipating the post-holiday blues before I've even left paradise. It's like I cut off my own joy in anticipation of something less pleasant on the horizon. And at the same time, I'm really into manifesting, future dreaming, future casting, all of that beautiful forward-focused energy. So I realized I needed to get clearer on how to navigate this. It's easy to forget simple things when you're busy doing all the things. So I pulled this episode together because if you're anything like me, you might need some help with this too. So how do you use anticipation to expand your life instead of trying to escape what's happening now or what you think is coming next? Because real growth isn't about running away from where you are. It's about growing through it. I love the quote, wherever you go, there you are, because it's such a powerful reminder that no matter how much we plan, dream, or dread what's coming, we still have to live in the now. Welcome to Space and Grace, the podcast for visionary women wanting to build abundant, successful businesses with more ease and flow. Let's get started. Sometimes we daydream about something amazing coming up, a holiday, a move, a big goal we're excited about. But other times we brace ourselves for something harder, like the end of your favorite season or going back to real life after a holiday. Either way, the future has this really funny pull on us. It can either expand us, make us more present, more alive and more hopeful, or it can contract us, pull us out of the moment and into worry, fear, or dread. I've noticed this in myself so many times. Like I mentioned before, when I'm on holiday in a beautiful warm location, and then I just dread coming back to real life. I find it really difficult to enjoy the last few days because I'm already mentally skipping ahead to the hard part. But the weird part is I actually really like my life. I work from home. I'm a Cancerian, so I absolutely love this. And I interact with people throughout the day, so I get the best of both worlds. I have my dog Daisy and my cat Lupe sleeping next to me or on top of me. I get to be here for the kids before and after school. And of course, I absolutely love my coaching business. So truly, there's nothing to complain about. But still, there's something about the cruisiness of being on holiday that I still haven't managed to fully replicate in my day-to-day existence. So there is always a bit of dread that accompanies those last few days of a holiday when I just start dwelling on my re-entry to real life. And this also happens with the change of seasons. I'm really not a fan of winter. I feel the cold so much that the whole season just feels like an endurance test. Layers of clothing, hot water bottles, endless cups of tea just to stay warm. I love summer. I love being at the beach. I love wearing pretty dresses. I love just wearing one layer instead of a gazillion. And every year I find myself dreading that shift into winter, as if I'm already uncomfortable months before it even properly arrives. The only thing I do like about coming out of summer and into autumn is that this is the season when my favorite fruit falls off the trees. Feijoas. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. Apparently they came from South America to New Zealand in the early 1900s, and we absolutely love them here. I also love the delicious smell of the Daphne plant that blooms in autumn. But then it's just one long slog through winter. But some people really love winter, right? They love skiing and snowboarding. They love hunkering down and drinking hot toddies in front of the fire. They love, oh, well, I don't know. I can't personally think of anything else that people could love about winter, but you get the point. If you love winter, please DM me and tell me why. Honestly, I am open to new ways of approaching my least favorite season. But my point here is the season itself isn't the problem, but rather the way I think about it and anticipate the crappiness of it, that's the problem. My thoughts can rob me of the sweetness that's happening right now. So today I'll share some simple ideas you can use so you'll know how to tell if your future focus is helping you or hurting you, how to shift from anxious anticipation to expansive anticipation, and how to stay rooted in the goodness that's happening right now, even as you call in more. Because if you're into manifesting, then you'll know that wallowing in feelings like angst, discomfort, or dread will only cause situations that result in more feelings of angst, discomfort, or dread. And no one wants that. So let's start here. How to tell if your future focus is helping or hurting you. It's not just about what you're thinking, right? It's about how it feels in your body. If you're dreaming about the future and it feels exciting and spacious and grounding, that is expansive anticipation. It's like your whole system lights up. You can feel rooted in the now, but there's this added sparkle because of what's on the horizon. But if thinking about the future feels heavy, anxious, desperate, or like you're bracing for impact, that's a clue that your focus might be contracting you. And instead of adding energy to your now, it's draining it. You can feel the difference in your body. Expansive anticipation feels open, like a deep breath or a happy flutter. For me, I get full body tingles. My breathing gets deeper, and it feels like there's spaciousness in my heart. Contractive anticipation feels tight, like you're tensing for a punch. And for me, I feel like there's a tight fist squeezing around my heart. So a really easy practice you can try is this. When you catch yourself thinking about the future, just pause and check in. Does this thought make you feel light? Does it feel exciting? Or does it feel tight and heavy? And where do you feel it in your body? And neither one makes you a good or bad manifester, by the way. It's just information. It's just awareness. So don't be judgy. Just notice. Because when you notice, then you get to choose. You can either lean into the expansion if it feels good. You can turn up the dial, see how far you can go. How good will you allow yourself to feel? Or you can pause and shift if you realize you're gripping or dreading. And this emotional quality check takes, like 5 seconds, but it makes such a huge difference. Because the truth is, potential trigger warning here, you may not have a future. We have no control over how long we live. So would you rather waste time dreading a potential future or spend time dreaming of a better potential future? If your life was cut short today, would you like to be in ghost form thinking, damn, I wish I'd spent more time worrying? Or, damn, I really should have enjoyed myself more when I had the chance? So let's talk about that for a sec. If you catch yourself gripping the future, just dreading it, bracing for it, getting tight about it, what can you actually do in the moment? Here's something simple that really helps me, so I hope that it helps you too. I like to name what I'm afraid of, right? So get really specific. And instead of, in my example, winter's going to be stink, or going back to work's going to suck, or whatever it is for you, name exactly what you're afraid of. Maybe it's, I'm scared I'll feel cold and miserable for months. That's my example. Or maybe it's, I'm worried that I'll feel trapped in this boring routine again. So whatever it is, just get it out and be really real about it. Because when you name it, you tame it. It stops being this big shadowy monster in the background and becomes something you can actually work with. Number 2 is you can find something really small that you can look forward to, even inside the hard thing. And this is really simple, but also very powerful. So if, like me, you hate winter, maybe you could look forward to wearing your favorite snuggly hoodie or drinking mulled wine. And if you're dreading going back to work after a holiday, maybe you could look forward to having your favorite coffee or cup of tea on your first day back, or reconnecting with a colleague that you really, really like. And you don't have to pretend that the whole thing's going to be amazing. You just need to find one thread of goodness that you can hold on to. Because once you find one good thing, your brain starts noticing more good things, and it shifts you out of pure dread into possibility and expansion. Number 3, you can try to expand your view. Just zoom out a little. Remember that this hard thing, it's temporary. Winter always turns into spring. School terms end and the holidays begin again. There's no season, literal or metaphorical, that lasts forever. And when you can hold a bigger view, it softens the edges of whatever you're walking through. You can still be honest about what's hard, but you're not stuck in the contraction. And then finally, let's talk about how you can stay rooted in the goodness that's happening now, even while you're calling in more. Because here's the thing, you can want more. You can dream big. You can get wildly excited about what's ahead. But the magic is in being deeply present to the goodness that's already here. And it's not about pretending everything's perfect. It's about training yourself to notice the little glimmers of joy, peace, beauty, and abundance that already exist in your current moment. Because what you appreciate appreciates. And when you anchor yourself in the good that's already here, you actually become a match for even more good things to flow in. So here's something you can try. Before you slip into future dreaming, or when you notice yourself drifting there, gently bring yourself back and ask, what's beautiful about right now? What's one thing I can savor in this moment? What's already working for me, even if some things feel messy or hard? And it could be something really tiny, right? Like the smell of your coffee, if that lights you up, the sun shining outside, the sound of laughter drifting by. Here's something I loved when I was traveling, and it might seem a little bit weird, but I loved the sound of cutlery chinking against plates. It was such a simple sound, but as I was walking around these big European cities, whenever I heard that noise coming out of an apartment above me, I started thinking about what that person's life was like. Maybe they were eating this yummy meal before heading off to work. And that made me curious about what it was like to live and work in whatever foreign city I was in. It was such a simple, everyday sound, but it actually brought me a lot of joy. So find something that moves you away from horrible feelings and into better feelings. You don't have to fix everything first to enjoy your life. Because trust me, when you get to where you think you want to go, you probably won't even pause to celebrate and enjoy it, because you will have already shifted those goalposts, right? You'll already be working towards your next big vision. And the trick is learning to enjoy your life right now, even as you build, dream, and manifest your next level. So if this topic resonated with you, if you're nodding along or having some ahas, or you're thinking, oh my gosh, I do this too, and if you're craving support to shift from contraction into expansion, from dread into delight, I want you to know that you don't have to navigate this alone. This is exactly the kind of thing I help my clients with. Not just manifesting the dream, but actually learning how to feel good along the way. To stay grounded in joy, to make peace with the present, and to create a life that feels spacious, empowered, and truly aligned while working on your business. So if you'd like to explore how working with me can help you build your business and life with more ease, book a call with me. We'll talk about where you're at, where you want to go, and how I can support you in bridging that gap with way more ease and way less hustle. The link is going to be in the show notes, so go ahead and click it now if your body is saying yes. And until next time, keep anchoring into the goodness that's already here. You're doing better than you think.